Ralph, you put Dylan Cousins on the taxi squad, brought up Casey Mittelstadt. Is there an injury there, or what's behind the move?
Just in the plan, we had mentioned preseason that we need to keep the taxi squad players active, and we need to watch the load on some of the younger players, and Dylan is one of them. So has an opportunity to take a breath and watch the game. And we Casey has been outstanding in his work so far since the 1st of January, and we need to get him involved too, so we get a read. So it's a combination of events. Also, Kyle Okposo is good to go, and he'll be back in the roster. And as a result, Dylan is out today.
So, Ralph, you talk about it. You've mentioned the plan several times, and this being part of it. How much is the plan kind of set in stone, and how much latitude do you have to pivot from it?
Yeah, it's really something, Mike, quite honestly, that we look at every day. I think looking beyond today in our present environment is a waste of energy. So we really, truly, we had a day off yesterday. So let's say within the next 2 days, you're always getting ready for the next game. We had time to measure everything. It just felt like a good time for Dylan to take a breath, and for us to put in a teaching block and an off-ice fitness block. We are respecting the load he had before. But to tell you the truth, to your question, I would say nothing is really set in stone at all, and flexibility continues to be and spontaneity with a plan in place, but with the ability to also be able to change directions if we feel this is what this game needs. And we see this as a very big game here today. And we thought the fresh injection of Okposo and Mittelstadt will help our forward group. And in 2 days is another day. But right now, it just felt like the right move for this game specifically.
Ralph, you were kind of mentioning it before, but just how much was the sports science a part of this decision, just examining the data?
Yeah. So, Bill, we're always looking at we're communicating with the sports science side, and, Ed Gannon and Dean are always communicating with us on the physicality. And I would only call it one of many factors, not the factor, but it is definitely monitoring just when players are starting to show certain signs of fatigue. We need to react to that. But, it's also, like I've told you, the younger players, making sure that the mix between teaching and in development is found, and that we don't. I saw last year a few players just check out mentally with too much of a load. So it's not just the physical side; it's the mental side that we are weighing in on here when we make some of these moves.
Ralph, in order to get Kyle back in the lineup, is it Thompson that's coming out, or which forward is going to come out?
Yeah, Thompson will be skating in the warm-up with Matt Irwin today, but they're both not planned to be in the starting lineup here.
And I'm assuming, obviously, Linus is playing goal. And
yes.
The other question I would have is about Rasmus Dahlin. When you've talked about working with him, how much does a player's first few shifts in a game after they get benched really impact your view on how they're trying to handle the situation?
Yeah, I mean, it's always, it's always that double vision that we as coaches need. The one is the group as a whole, what we need and what's happening. And at the same time, you are permanently evaluating individual efforts. And especially in those situations where a player has had a little more attention the last couple of days, had another session this morning with Steve Smith in more of a confirmation kind of process where we're showing him the good things and what needs to be established. But we are a patient coaching staff as far as that's concerned, and we are cheering for these guys to find their potential every night. So it won't be overvalued, Mike. I think for him it'll be important to keep it simple here early in the game and to find some rhythm, and the rest will fall in place. And you know, he's making some very good decisions here since the since the period he missed in the last game. And I think we're going to have a strong game from Dahls today.
All right. Thank you, Ralph.
Thanks. See you post match. Ciao.